Okay, what I was gonna ask you when you were talking, I was thinking like, what for you personally, like, if you had to guess, where do you think before the end of the year the high of Doge closing this year, where potentially where it could. I mean, I'm not even thinking resistance support. Just like, where do you think it's gonna be at by the end of the year?
Okay. Um,
Like
I could
December 31st.
I could see $2.
$2.
I could see $2.
Nice. Okay.
I can see $2. And then me, I'm playing it safe because I want to say more, but I mean I've noticed Doge's habits of big hype and pullback, and it hurts.
Um.
So I can see $2.
Okay. Nah. Okay. I was just thinking the same. Around. I was thinking around the same, but probably a little less. I was thinking more like $1.50, maybe $1.75, a little bit.
Mm,
Um. Just and same reasons why, because it does have the hype. It definitely has the marketability. It definitely has the popularity. It's the people's coin, like as popular as being affordable.
yeah,
Um, but again, those same reasons of it being so volatile and people, some are just thinking of the quick buck and everything like that. So it's gonna there's gonna be those sell offs. It's gonna have that. It's just the holders, the people who like long term wise.
diamond
Long
in
term,
hand.
yeah, they're gonna be diamond hand in it. But those are gonna be the ones who they're just gonna have to stay for the ride. Um, do like I said, I see maybe $1.50, maybe. It really depends on the next couple of weeks of what goes on. Especially what would definitely help for the $1.50, $2 range would be the news of that Amazon hype, maybe Amazon accepting it and everything like that. Um, but then again, like that's all speculation. That's not
Right.
no, that's not certain. So that's just people talking out there, butts and everything. So, but then again, it is a good idea. So
It definitely is.
and I think the reason why people are talking about it, or even mention that, because your boy Jeff hasn't said nothing about it. He hasn't put his
Yeah.
2 cents on crypto at all. Like
It's
he
been
hasn't
real
said he
quiet.
supported it or against it at all.
But here's a quick question, and it's something that just popped in my mind. But it was like, you know what? The shit has well, whatever. Would you say cryptocurrency could have the influence to drive up inflation of fiat currency? I mean, we already got an inflation problem as it is. Do you think cryptocurrency, because all of a sudden everybody got crypto and the crypto over $1,
I mean,
wouldn't that drive up inflation?
I would think realistically, yeah, because the man was going to need to get theirs, and so they're going to find a way to get regulations.
Oh, you're making
and all
more
that.
money? Let's make things more expensive.
This is exactly, and again, they'll find new regulation, new laws. They're like, all right, these are the new taxes. This is like we got to make sure that they get their part. So yeah, definitely, of course. Like, do I see it happening quite fast right now?
No,
No.
no.
And speaking of inflation, that was another driving thing as far as with the markets this past week. I know I'm going back a little bit, but the word inflation that was a big driver of the week in sales, like during the beginning to the midweek of this past week, where everything was on sale. There was big sell-offs. Everyone was afraid of inflation. They were afraid that they're going to lose out on their money.
Things
Um,
overvalued.
and yeah, so there was big sell-offs towards the beginning, middle of the week, but by Thursday, Friday, um, it did start picking up. It's still trying to rebound. I mean, they were down for the whole week,
Yeah.
but they did try to rebound a little bit. So,
We'll see what happens next week.
expectation wise, will is it what like some the experts, I guess, they're wondering, was it just a correction or was it just a small pullback? It's time to tell, but are investors still scared of the inflation talk? We'll find out. Um, because, well, yeah, we'll just find out. Um, but it definitely opened up some stocks in technology. If you're looking into getting into any options or anything like that, I would definitely recommend looking into the technology sector. You can look at the different stocks in the XLK ETF. They did the ETF itself. If you want to just trade options on that, you could do that. But it did have a nice pullback. Personally, again, no financial advice. Yeah, they did all that bullshit. You already know straight up. Just saying, if you're possibly looking at some calls, maybe it's a bounce up. I will give it a day or two, see what it's doing Monday. Well, I will depend on your strategy. You can jump in on Monday if you see it's all green. You see futures are saying we in the green. Hey, maybe we in the green and see what it goes. But you can definitely, if you're looking at options, I would definitely look at XLK as far as those stocks at this moment because they are undervalued at this point, and they did have a nice pullback. So it might be time where you can jump in, whether you're doing options or doing swing trades. My personal swing trade of the week, this actually opened up real nicely, was the ARK ETF, headed by Kathy Woods. They're all about disruptive technology, ARKK. And yeah, they definitely suffered during this major pullback this week. And they are down from the beginning of this year. They were up as far as around $160.
I mean, take it as just a buying opportunity. ARK was a buying opportunity.
I mean, simple as that.
It was a buying opportunity. Can't deny technology.
Yeah, so I mean, I got in. It wasn't low as far as $99. I got in like at 101. That's gonna be my personal swing trade. I really have confidence that it's gonna shoot back up. Maybe it might have a little pull down because of the inflation talk and everything. But if that's the case, that means I'm gonna just buy more ARK just because I know it. I'm that confident that it's going back up. It's gonna go back up to those previous highs. So you got to look at it. When you see red, don't panic. Those are times for you to buy more. That means you're gonna have more shares when it's green, and when it's green, and when it's get up, and when everybody's like, "Oh, let me jump in." You've been in when it was red, so you already made your profit. So when people are late to the game, you're already thinking about, "Hey, is it time to exit?"
You already running laps around.
Is it hot? I made my profit twice already, twice over.
It's time to boogie.
So, personally, again, that's gonna be my little swing trade of the week. I don't have a personal option trade. I was doing some research. Possibly, I may later on this week I may drop a little message and say, hey, this may be the trade I'm in or thinking about. Definitely gonna look at the technology sector. Not just saying it just to tell y'all like, hey, do that, but I'm actually looking at it myself. So that's where I may possibly pull a trade. I just gotta do my DD and everything. But
I mean, as for me, I still have my long trades that I got going. I did see some returns this last 2 days as the market started to rebound, appear to rebound. So I did see some recouping of my investment, especially with Plug Power, PLUG. Apparently they had some accounting problems that after review of those accounting problems, it showed that the problem was not as big as it was, and they just went ahead and continued to bounce up. Now, I want to say something about the Motley Fool. The Motley Fool is also giving some credence to Plug. However, my opinion, and this is strictly my opinion of the Motley Fool is once it's on the Motley Fool, you're too late. Motley Fool is late. Whether intentionally or unintentionally, they're always late on stuff. I had several plays where I've called and it would be like a couple days to a week later, that's when they start talking about it. And by the time they're already talking about it, it's already heading back in the other direction.
At least you know this shit ain't sponsored by Motley Fool.
It's definitely not. Whatever. I don't care. I ain't no fool. So that's just how I look at it. But another gain that I got this week was actually through a conversation that I had with bro here, and he was telling me about NFTs and the different components and the different businesses as far as that you can invest in when it comes to NFTs. Because of course, when we first said it to me, I'm like, NFTs. I'm like, what am I gonna sell? I ain't selling nothing.
I ain't no artist.
I mean, don't nobody want no digital version of anything I'll put out. So whatever.
That draw make a meme.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, nah, whatever. But then he was like, well, what about the businesses that support that kind of thing, about the exchanges and stuff like that? And I was like, okay, now that makes sense. So I ended up, he put me on one called YVR, Liquid Media Group. I went ahead and did that, and it's got a nice little return as well. With Liquid Media Group, apparently they announced their new NFT non-fungible token plans alongside currency, which was just pretty much that framework to make it like a Shopify, so to speak, of NFTs. So you can see the direction of where that's going. So that's why I went ahead and I took that play, and it's swinging upwards. So I'm gonna wait a little bit to see how fast it'll swing. But looking at the rate of the current percentage of its increase right now, it looks to be a slow swing. It's not going to be something that's not be in the next 24, 48 hours. It'll look like it'll be a couple weeks before it starts to take another dip. But I also took some serious losses. Well, one in particular that we both have, and that's EBON. Now, EBON, the reason I got into EBON was I saw the correlation with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and everything with blockchain. It's like, well, if that goes up, it will go up. I mean, there will be variations, but the fact that this framework that this shit got to run on should continue to go up. However, that did not happen. That was not the logic of this whatsoever. It did not go that way. As currency went up, that motherfucker continued to go down and down and down. I said, oh, it ain't gonna drop below 5, 3, $2.99. It's like, you dead. And I bought it at $12. And I got over 100 shares of that. And I kept buying the dip. Thinking it's gonna swing back. It's gonna swing back. I didn't do my research. That's my problem. I didn't do my research.
I'm laughing like I didn't do it too.
EBON got a class action lawsuit of people defrauding the investors, defrauding the shareholders, lying about where their income is really coming from, where the revenue is, or where it's going to. There's a class action lawsuit right now on EBON, and it's only growing by the day. So as it grows by the day, EBON will continue to shrink in the market by the day. I asked him, should we sell now? He was like, man, nope, let's just jump in that class action lawsuit. We're gonna keep the shares when it bounce back up, but we need an advance on what we lost. Pay up. So that's cool.